Hello, super students. Today's lesson is going to be in digital imaging. Now, this module, we're going to have a couple different assignments in this. Today is going to be the introduction assignment, and we're going to be working in a online utility called Photopea. And it's real interesting because this is actually a really nicely done clone, a free clone of Adobe Photoshop. Adobe Photoshop is the industry standard digital imaging application. It's been around for multiple decades. I've used it myself for well over 20 some years. So Photopea is actually a really nice, kind of online tool. So what you want to do to start the assignment is go to photopea.com. And this is what it should look like. You should get this this display. It looks kind of this dark gray. You've got the menu up here. You've got some tools on the left side. And then you got these choices in the middle. Now for this assignment, we're just going to keep it real simple. We're going to go into more depth in the next couple assignments. But for this assignment, I want you to just click on New Project. Okay, so photopea.com, New Project. We're going to click it. And then you have a bunch of choices here. You have a bunch of templates. And you've seen this before when we've done office.com, Word, PowerPoint, different things. You get some templates you can work with. We're not going to mess with these templates today. What we're going to do is come over here on this side, and you see that there's some other things you can click on. There's social, print, photo, screen, mobile, ads. Okay, each one of those have their own templates, but they're not all colorful like this on the other side. But they have different sizes, and they might be for different applications. So like there's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. You go to print. These are standardized prints, like if you're doing actual, physical pictures you want to put up on the wall kind of thing. Photo, same basic idea. These are standardized, to often print out and put on the wall. Screen, this is referring to, computer screens, resolutions, televisions. So, and then also mobile. Mobile is pretty self-explanatory. You went from an iPhone 4 with a really small resolution way up to like an iPad here, iPhone X, and then ads. Ads can be really big. You're talking like leaderboards, billboards, that kind of thing. So we're not going to mess with those. What we are going to do is I want you to go to screen. So for today's assignment, very simple, screen, hit full HD, which is 1920 by 1080, okay? And then hit create. Now it shows you the size up here and the dots per inch, and we're just going to hit create. Okay, so you have this nice workspace here. Okay, so a couple things to look at. On the right side, the thing about Adobe Photoshop and this Photopea is layers. Layers is a huge component of Photoshop. It's what separates it from a lot of other kind of less expensive programs, or so layers is a big deal. And what is layers, right? It's like a sandwich. Think of a sandwich, and you have different layers. Like if you get a hamburger at Wendy's, you have the bun and the meat and the cheese and the vegetable and another vegetable and the toppings, and then the bun again. So there's layers. So this can be the same thing. You have layers you can work with, and you can independently, pull them in, pull them out. Like you could say, I don't want any cheese, I don't want any, mustard, and you can modify it all, which is really cool. So what you're given here is this base background, and it's over here on the right, and we're going to add a layer. So you're going to come down here where this little page turn symbol is and hit new layer. Okay, and it says layer 1, and this checkerboard pattern is transparency. So it means it's transparent, and these little eye indicators, you can click these on and off, and it hides the layers. Okay, and the checkerboard and the opacity kind of work together because the opacity is the level of transparency per layer. So right now it's 100%, and I'll show you how that works in a second. So we're going to start with layer 1. You're going to come over here where the T is. That's your type tool. I want you to click the type tool. Okay, up at the top you have some options for your fonts and the sizes and the color and all those things. So what we're going to do, I want you to select a nice font to start with. It doesn't matter what it is, but something, kind of cute, cool, creative. There's some symbols in here. You don't want to use symbols. We'll pick this one here. And then you want to select your size. We're going to go up to at least 100. So make sure it's around 100 at least. You can also pull this down. Sometimes this has bold or italic or something. This just has regular. Also, you can come over here and you can click the color. So for our instance, for my demonstration, I'm just going to go with a blue color. Now you notice that we have the RGB levels in here and a hex number. We went over some of these things before. If you move this around, you'll notice that the numbers all change. Each color has its own value, and we kind of went over this with the hex numbers. really neat. This is a lot of the way Photoshop works, is that, every single color can be identified. So I'm just going to pick a random blue color here. I'm going to hit OK. Now, what I want you to do is just click somewhere on the screen. Once you have your T selected and all this is selected up here, click somewhere on the white screen. And now you should be able to just start typing. It has this little cursor, this vertical cursor. I want you to just put your name, type your name, nothing special, okay? And then that's it, right? So if you left click it at the end and you drag it across like you would in Word or PowerPoint or whatever, you can come up here and you can reselect a different font. It's just like using Word. It's very familiar. You can change this around. So if I select a different font and you can change the size, right? This should seem very, very familiar to everybody. So once you're happy with this, click up here where it says rectangle select or the move tool, one of these, and it kind of finalizes it, right? So it's ready to roll. Now you can see over here, the text is over here now. Now if we come to opacity, watch what happens with this. If I pull this down, okay, you can fade it in and out. And this is really cool if you have all these different layers and you want to have like an artistic type of effect. We'll go over that in a couple of days. But that's what this opacity does. It's really cool. So go ahead and set the opacity to 100%. Now to finalize your assignment, all we're going to do is we're going to save this as a JPEG and you're going to kick it out, save it somewhere, and we're going to upload that to Blackboard. That's your assignment for today. We're going to get into more depth in future assignments with this and kind of get into more of the tools and more of the options. So to save this file, once you're done with your name, come up here to File, do Export as JPEG, JPG, okay, right here. All right, now it's going to say Save for Web. You can zoom in and out if you'd like to see it using your scroll on your mouse. Over here, the format is already selected as JPEG. The width and the height is what we want to see. It's 1920 by 1080, which is the HD format. It's 16 by 9 aspect ratio. Go ahead and pump the quality up. Go ahead and just take it up to 100 because it's a really small file. You'll notice down in the corner that it shows you the sizing information, and then hit save. Now you need to put it somewhere. So make sure you save it somewhere that you know where it is, like the desktop, OneDrive, somewhere, downloads folder, and use your name as the file name, okay? So make sure you put your name in, hit save, and remember the location you're saving it to because you're gonna upload that in just a second, okay? All right, so at this point, you've exported this JPEG. You can go into Blackboard, upload that JPEG, and you're done with this assignment for today, all right? So if you have any questions, please let me know. And we're going to move on to the more advanced utilities with this software here in the next couple assignments. So have a great day.